In this video, we get to have some fun and actually crush the can. But before we do that, we need to do a couple things. First, we need to add the collision modifier to this cube and also the plane. So select the cube and go collision. I'm also going to set the outer to a value of 0.05, so it just has a little bit more of a bigger boundary. Do the same thing for the plane, so right click on it, go collision, and set the outer to 0.05. Next, we need to animate the cube going down and crushing the can. So on frame 1, I'll go into front view. On frame 1, you can hit the I key and go location, rotation. Next, go to frame 50, and we'll drag the cube down until it's about halfway inside, right about there, and go I, location, rotation. Go 10 frames forward, so a value of 60. Hit I, location, rotation. Then go to frame 110. And drag the cube back up into its original place, which is right about there. And then hit I, location, rotation. Let's play this and see what it looks like. Perfect. Next, let's right click on our soda can and go soft body. For the mass, I'm going to set this value to 0.5. We'll leave the friction and the speed at that, which is fine. I'll close that off. Uncheck soft body goal and open up the soft body edges. The pull, I'm going to set this value to 0.96. The push, I'm going to set this value to 0.9. The plastic, this is important because this will allow the deformations to remain permanent. I'm going to set that all the way up to 100. The bending, I'm going to turn that up all the way to 10. Everything else should be fine. We can test it out by baking it in. Let's set the end frame to a value of 150. And I'll set the end frame down here to a value of 150 as well. I'll go back and we'll save our project by hitting Control S. I'll save it to my desktop and I'll call it Blender Soda Can. Next, I'll hit Bake. Okay, our baking has finished and now let's play it and see what it looks like. And there we go, look at that. That looks pretty cool. Let's stop that and zoom in here and press Shift Z. And there we can see that the can looks really nice. Alright. Now let's set up the camera and do a render. So I'm going to position the camera probably around here and go Control-Alt-0. Then I'll right click, press G, middle mouse button, and drag it backwards. I'll drag it up a little bit, probably around there, looks good. Next, go over to the render layers panel and we'll do some setup. First off, the resolution, I'm going to change that to 1280 by 720 with 100% resolution. Next, I'm going to scroll down here into the sampling section. I'm going to turn the render to a value of 20. I'm going to turn on denoising underneath the render layers panel right here. That will just get rid of any noise in the scene. And since we turned on the denoising, we can actually bring this down to 15 samples. All right, I think we're good to go. Now what you want to do is create a folder on your desktop. It can be whatever you want. Don't put anything in it. We're going to be setting the output onto that folder. So once you've done that, hit this little button on the right next to the output section and navigate to that folder. Mine is right here called Blender Can. I'm going to go accept. So now every single frame will go into that folder. Once you've done that, you can click animation and it will render it out. Once the render has finished, I will show you how to sequence it out. Okay, the render is finished and now we can see a result by going up to render and clicking on play rendered animation, or you can press the shortcut Control F11. So if we play this, we can see exactly what it looks like. There we go, that looks pretty cool. The can gets crushed and then it stays like that. One thing I do notice is that it's a little bit bouncy, and an easy way to fix that is just by going over to the plane, right clicking on it, setting the soft body dampening to a value of like 0.8. That will stop the bounciness. But I'll leave that up to you guys, so let's sequence it out. So go over to the video sequence editor, hit the backspace so it's on frame 1, go add, image, and navigate to where your images are. Mine are right here. Press A to select everything and go add image strip. Next, change this to a movie file. I'm going to go MPEG, and with the encoding, I'm going to set it to MP4. Once you've done that, hit animation, and it will sequence out all of the frames and put the animation into the folder. So there you go, that is how you create a can getting crushed in Blender. I hope you enjoyed this section. If you create your own animation/render, I'd love to see it, so make sure to post it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next section.